Hello everyone, and welcome back to Winds of Earrenia, our ongoing D&D campaign here on the Bold Wolf Gaming channel. My name is Matthew Baldoff. If you don't know who I am, welcome to the stream, both to Twitch viewers and Facebook. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. Looks like everything is working properly. Okay, yep, my mic is reading. Alright, well, before we dive in today... Alright, before we dive in, first of all, this is not a paid promotion, but I do want to welcome Monument Studios to our ambient soundtrack. Everything that's played during pre-show is from them. They're specifically designed copyright-free for streaming. These tracks have a full-fledged studio feel like you would expect to find on movies or video games, but unlike those, you can actually use them on stream. And they're at an affordable one-time price for each package. And if that wasn't dream come true enough for you, the package you choose gets updated every month for free. So you'll be you heard some of the tracks in the pre-show, and by next session I should have most of them into our regular mix. If you like what you hear and want to add them to your own projects, please check them out at facebook.com/monumentstudiosofficial or their website, monumentstudios.net. Also in the music department, our very own Shakira Baldoff has put together a track for our tavern mix titled The Welcoming Maiden Inn, which you will be hearing very shortly. You can also check out that out on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. What else we got here? Tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, the By Zero Squad continues playing Tom Clancy's The Division. If you want to check out Bold Wolf Gaming's Facebook page, we will have a link by the end of the night that allows you to watch all three of our Twitch streams at once. Or if you join us on Twitch first, you can type !squad to get that link. Or if you're watching live right now on Twitch, you can type in that command and get the link as well. And you can go ahead and bookmark that URL for tomorrow's streams. Any other announcements? Ryan, what you got going on this week?
Nothing much. We have, like you said, our three-party stream tomorrow night. Other than that, I'm going to be upping my streaming throughout the week, so just keep an eye out for that.
All right, fantastic. Well, without further ado, if nobody else has anything else they'd like to say, let's go ahead and get into tonight's episode of Winds of Earrenia. And just make sure everything is go. All right. Some music going. I have such bad ADD. There we go. All right. Everybody hear that okay?
Yep.
Alright, so, last time on Winds of Earrenia, the Regulators made their way into the tomb of Mankalita, one of the original champions of the Fira. When they entered, they were in the chamber from their vision where the three original vampires were awakened from their 5,000 years slumber. When investigating the mortal realm equivalent of the sarcophagi, the lids were removed, and a quick venture into the realm of the dead confirmed that the future vision they had seen had already occurred. Zuko found tracks indicating they had left 1 or 2 days prior. It's a little too loud. That they left 1 or 2 days prior. So realizing that they would not be able to catch up with the vampires on foot in the realm of the dead, they retrieved the first of the weapons needed to defeat Orcus, then met up with their airship Serenity, and took the 33-hour journey to the Sinsol Vale, where they believed they would be able to head off the vampires when they tried to enter the mortal realm. When they arrived, they found a valley shrouded in magical darkness, and at the heart of this phenomenon, a strange fort garrisoned with sickly knights dedicated to protecting the world from the planar rift beyond. The Regulators met with the Lord Commander of Fort Solis and warned him of what was coming. He sent them to the fort canteen while he looked into the incursion they were expecting, and that is where tonight's story begins. Alright, so, Regulators. As you step out of his office, back into the courtyard, he points you across to a building on the opposite end of the courtyard. Two-story structure that seems to be doing its best to imitate a tavern and inn that you would find in any decently developed settlement. In fact, if not for the rudimentary exterior repairs, you could swear that's exactly what it was. Heading across the courtyard, in spite of the deep darkness that surrounds the fort, the bustle of the soldiers and civilians gives the impression of daytime traffic. In the deepest parts of winter, even in normal settlements, the early setting of the sun tends to slow down activity, but here, in a very surreal way, it seems that the cycles of the sun have absolutely no bearing on the effect, on the routine of the fort. Either this is part of a normal waking day here, or the fort's activity simply never lulls. So, as you enter the courtyard, and you're pointed across to the canteen, what would you like to do?
So they're directing us to go to the canteen? Or to get refresh at the canteen?
Yeah, he offered you to go get a meal and some drinks while he does a little bit of research.
I'd like to just glance around, maybe see if I can't see anything else weird about the town, besides, like, you know, the day cycle not really appearing to do much.
Okay, bear with me just a moment. What do you want?
Look. Listen.
Hot air makes me float away.
You could show me that tomorrow morning, seriously. Hi. Alright. Roll a perception check.
I knew that was coming.
It makes me float away. Let me check right now. Perception check 26 total.
26. Alright, so it's definitely an air of it being daytime in a normal fort or settlement. As I said, when you first entered, the outside wall seemed completely not designed for defense in any way, shape, or form. So clearly they never have any threats from the outside, from the mortal realm side. The back wall is twice as tall as any normal city or fort wall, and is fairly narrow, pressed in between the rocks on either side of the valley. You can also tell, even from this perspective, that the wall is exceptionally thick. And besides that, the only thing that really draws your attention in this place is the sickly nature of the inhabitants. With the exception, you see a handful of drow, dwarves, but all the humans in particular look somewhat ill. Especially the ones that are the older ones that have probably been there for some time.
Do I notice anything specific, like about any weapons or anything anybody's carrying around?
The majority of them seem to carry silvered longswords. Very few shields. You can tell by the build, I'd say, with that roll, you can kind of tell that a lot of them are fairly experienced in archery, even though they're not carrying bows on their persons.
Okay.
And some of the people you see are not armed at all. There's definitely a civilian service sector here. Tradesmen and the like that take care of the needs of the soldiers.
So the biggest thing was that they were using silvered weapons. That's really what I was looking for. So I want to share that information with everybody else to make sure that we all have something equipped that is the equivalent of silvered weapons.
Silver magic.
Yeah.
Silver is the cheap way to overcome a resistance to non-magic damage.
But I'll definitely share that with Mira and Zuko. Like, hey, well, I think they all have magic weapons, anyways. So.
Yep.
I'm the only one that has to freaking break out the silver bullets. So.
Yeah, I don't think they would make radiant guns that I know of.
No, but like the magic bullets and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'll use those here. I don't have many of them left.
Alright, what would you guys like to do?
How much were they again?
3,000 each.
Holy mother of Christ, I forgot
I
about
think
that.
that's a little bit more than that. They're pretty expensive.
Or 300 each. Excuse me, 300 each.
Say, I don't remember making them 3,000 a piece. I think for like a full.
No, I just want to buy 3,000 worth of them. So.
Alright, so what would you guys like to do?
I mean, Zuko's never one to pass on a free meal, so I'm sure we're going to be going to the cantina.
Alright.
Yep.
Alright, so you proceed across, and even upon closer inspection, it is not a utilitarian building, at least it wasn't in its construction. It has a somewhat cozy home-looking feel like you're used to with a lot of decent inns and taverns. In fact, the architecture reminds you quite a bit of the Welcoming Maiden, though not quite as well maintained. But you step up onto the wraparound porch, or what remains of it anyhow, and in through the front door. As you enter, as you step in, you see that the Fort Solis canteen is a small tavern-like hall with a series of long tables. Again, the layout gives you the impression that the place may have once been a functioning business. There's a very old-looking empty counter in the entryway, and a two-flight staircase behind it that leads upstairs. The side walls of the entryway are nothing but studs, giving a somewhat open flow feel to the two rooms on either side. In the room to the right, a cook fire sits at one end with a very large pot. The cook fire is also the only source of heat and one of the only sources of light in the room. A table next to the fire has wooden bowls and mugs, as well as spoons, and on the back wall is a series of tapped barrels that members of the Templars are filling their mugs from. What would you like to do?
Mira and Zuko, any input? I don't want to steer the whole thing here, guys. Let's go.
Sorry.
Jake, you're muted if you don't know
Is that why
Yeah,
it's
I
been
knew
so
that.
quiet?
that. Okay, just making sure. So we don't want to repeat the last time. Where Mira's trying to talk to us and has no idea why she's being heard.
Yeah, I think I was muted for a good, 2 minutes?
Yep.
I'm not entirely sure what I would want to do.
Can you repeat what you said, Matt? That way I can kind of...
Okay, the description?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. It is a small tavern-like hall with a series of long tables. Again, the layout gives you the impression that the place may have once been a functioning business. There's a very old-looking empty counter in the entryway and a two-flight staircase behind it that leads upstairs. The side walls of the entry hall are nothing but studs, giving a somewhat open flow feel to the two rooms on either side. In the room to the right, a cook fire sits at one end with a very large pot sitting over it. The cook fire is also the only source of heat and one of the only sources of light in the place. A table next to the fire has wooden bowls, mugs, and spoons. On the back wall is a series of tapped barrels that members of the Templars are filling their mugs from.
Okay.
And,
So I assume that this is basically a serve yourself type of deal?
That appears to be the situation, yes. It's fairly crowded.
Okay.
You are seeing people, members of the Templars grabbing food and drink for themselves.
I'm going to grab
I'm
a
gonna-
drink and try to kind of socialize and see if I can get a general feeling of what's going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing except for food instead of a drink.
Okay, so you grab a mug from the table and head over to the tapped barrels. And Mira, you head over to the pot, and there is a stew of some kind inside.
I'm gonna head with Mira.
Cut right in front of her, probably.
Bitch.
Alright, so you guys grab wooden bowls and fill it with the stew. And on the note of what you were saying, Malcolm, there's pretty boisterous conversation going on. Most of the tables are completely packed. And you get some acknowledgments, but most of them are, locked into whatever conversations they have going on. The mood is somewhat jovial, as much as it can be. There's an overall feeling of depression in this place, but it seems to be the one place in the entire fort where people let their mood get lifted a little bit.
Okay. Like, jumping out to talk to me, really?
Well, most of the tables, as I said, are packed. There is one table that's largely empty. Seated there, eating alone at the moment, is a human male with long, dark, curly hair. And he seems to be just savoring his food.
So he seemed open to conversation?
Yeah, well,
I guess there's one way to
if you
find
approach
out.
the table, he does give a kind of acknowledgement of your presence. Doesn't look reclusive, anything. He's trying to... But more curious than anything.
I will sit down and say, hello, friend.
You guys joining him?
Yes.
Yep.
Hello. He looks you guys up and down. New recruits are outsiders.
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 Aside from the people who resupply us, I can't say we've had visitors the entire time I've been here. He puts out a hand. Name's Callum, second in command here at the fort. Welcome to the end of the world. So, what brings you here?
You want to fill them in, Malcolm?
We've come on the trail of some ancient vampires.
Ancient vampires? Nasty business?
I'll be right back.
Where exactly is it you came upon them?
We've come from all over. Where we directly came from was, what? I forget exactly where the temple of... Was it Gedia? Is that where we were at last?
Yes, near and not too far off from Palhouse City.
Okay, so nearby Palhouse City.
This where these ancient vampires are coming from?
Yes.
And And I'm guessing you're here because you think they'll be coming through our rift out there.
That's correct.
He nods. So, how many are we talking?
It was 3, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah, 3.
Did I miss anything?
No, not really.
Okay.
He actually starts to chuckle, and then he raises his voice so the rest of the room can hear him. You hear that, fellas? 3 ancient vampires are coming for us. We're all gonna die. And the room erupts into laughter, which slowly dies down. Well, you have nothing to worry about, friend. 3 ancient vampires. I have no doubt there will be casualties, but they're outnumbered 100 to 1 here. Sounds like suicide to me, or as close as a vampire can get to suicide.
Well, hopefully you're right, but we also don't know how many people they may have picked up on the way.
You think they may be coming in force?
I do.
That would be the sense.
I think they're bound and determined to make their way out of this plane.
Have you talked to Decker yet?
I did. That was the main guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you may want to bring this up with him. Preparing for 3 ancient vampires is one thing. Preparing for an army is another. By the way, Zuko and Mira, as you dig into the stew, I don't know how your characters are going to feel about it, but it's not particularly good. It is a perpetual stew, a mix of a lot of different meats, whatever they could get their hands on. You guys have run into this before in some lower-end taverns in your day. Basically, the stew just keeps continuously cooking, and they add vegetables and meat to it as required. And it's functional. It's not grotesque, but it's not a stew made for pleasure. Mostly for warmth and sustenance.
Makes sense.
You guys ate stew from 5 years ago.
Well, it's a real thing.
Oh, I know.
And as long as it stays above a certain temperature, it's good. But it does give off an interesting taste because of all the different meats that don't typically go together mixed in. Callum.
It's funny, you started describing the stew. Part of me just started chewing my cookies so slow.
Callum continues eating his meal and he seems to be contemplating something.
What's on your mind?
Just thinking about what I said. It'd be suicide for them to come through alone. And I don't think 5,000 4-year-old vampire is going to be that stupid. Now I assume they had help getting relief. So somebody must have informed them that this fort is here.
I think you may be right on that.
So he seems nervous about more people coming. Mm-hmm. So I probably should look for this Deckard guy, because I don't think we told him that they might be bringing reinforcements, did we?
Yeah, I think we should go back and look for Deckard. Or at least one of us should.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Callum nods in agreement. Once you finish up there, I'll go with you. This could be bad.
Okay.
So while you guys are perpetually eating your perpetual stew, I'm finishing up my drink.
What?
Did you put this in his charger?
Why are you done for the night?
Is it not working?
I just been playing it. I mean, reading with it for a long.
Is it still working?
Well,
You don't have to stop if you don't want to. Just, I'll come up and grab it when I go to bed.
no, it's just.
Yeah, tell her to take her time, that it's okay.
For a second. So.
Just go use it, and I will grab
I'm
it.
done too.
Okay.
But could you
All right.
charge it?
We'll
I will
charge it when we're done.
When I go.
Why am I talking like she can hear me?
I don't know. Alright, so, when you guys finish up, Callum actually leaves with you and guides you back across the courtyard. And knocks on the door 3 times before opening it. You re-enter the Lord Commander's office, resting area, combination. At this point, he is standing next to a table with a drow woman in leather armor.
Cup size?
I knew it was coming.
I was gonna say you should just know by now to have cup size like built into your character description.
I did. I thought about it a little bit earlier. I'm like, yep, alright, Chee. Alright.
We just love fucking with you that much.
Alright, so he's standing there with a drow woman in leather armor. She has a bow slung over her back. And they appear to be looking over a few pieces of paper on the desk when you come in. Decker looks up. Callum, I see you've met our visitors. Yes, Lord Commander, and we've talked a little bit about why they're here, and we've come up with a concerning theory. Yes, what is it? Well, they're expecting 3 ancient vampires, usually not dull in the intelligence department, and I explained to them how that would be a suicide run for these vampires. So, we have some concerns that if they are coming through here, they may be coming through in force. Decker looks at the drow woman, who kind of shrugs. Well, she says, first things first, how did you find out about this oncoming incursion?
Well, Malcolm, what have we been saying?
Well, at this point, I just consider all bets off. So I flap back my duster, and I say, we are the champions of the Fira.
Wait, are you actually here? I was asking, like, out of character.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually saying it out loud. We're the champions of the Fira. We thwarted the end of the world and the coming of Mantis. And we saw a vision of them, of the 3 elder vampires being freed, and we went to go try stopping it. And we were too late. So we can only assume they're coming out this way, and I don't think that they're going to come alone.
So you saw a vision of these vampires escaping and were not able to get there in time?
Correct.
Correct.
She
I
thinks
think that's what happened.
about it for a moment. Yes. Time moves differently in the realm of the dead. It's possible a vision of the future from that realm may be closer than it usually appears. Very well. If one of... And she points down, there's 2 maps on the table. One looks fairly familiar, except for the fact that it is centered around Fort Solis, the Sinsol Vale. But you recognize a lot of land features. You can even see Palha City on it and parts of that province. And the second one has Fort Solis on it, but looks completely unrecognizable to you. And she points to the one that looks familiar, and she says, "Could one of you, as precisely as possible, show me where they escaped from?"
I can do it if it requires rolling.
I was going to say, I think probably Jake, since he guarded the temples, would be the best person to probably point
Yeah, that
where
is
it's at.
true.
Yeah, he would be able to pretty easily point out exactly where that cavern was.
Okay.
Alright, so Zuko leans over and marks on the map where their tomb was. And then she snuffs out the candle on the table, making it a bit darker over the maps. And she starts comparing the map to the other one that doesn't look familiar to you. And she makes a marking on that map. Right about there is where they would have come from, she says to Decker. Now, do you have any idea when they escaped?
Two days ago?
I was going to say, I believe we determined about how long ago they left, but I can't remember.
I think it's, total, 5 days?
Well,
Because they left a couple days before we found out, and then it was a 36-hour flight from where we were at to here.
Right. So about, technically 4 or 5 days from your perspective. Sorry, what is your name?
Zuko.
Zuko. Do you have much experience tracking in the realm of the dead?
I mean, tracking's tracking, right?
Well, that answers my question.
Uh-oh.
And she turns to Decker. It would have been 2 days then. And she starts doing some more measuring on the map. And Decker's watching her patiently for a few moments, and then he says, were my calculations correct? No. No, in fact, they should have arrived last night. I believe their theory is correct. The only reason I can think of for any delay would be if they were trying to raise an army. Well,
Balls.
that changes things. It's also very concerning. Our rangers should have seen something like that and come back early if that was what was going on. I have no answers for you, Lord Commander. I can only tell you what I know. They should have arrived last night, and they did not.
So they must be building an army then.
He looks down at the less familiar map and kind of runs his finger over a marking that appears to be a settlement about half a day's travel from Fort Solis. Yes, and it wouldn't take long, would it? A lot of enemies here. Yeah, he looks up at you. Excuse me if this doesn't seem like the most appropriate time, but you call yourselves the champions of the Fira. What does the R stand for?
Regulators.
Regulators. Okay, that's... If you don't mind, I'll be introducing you as that from here on in. Not to denigrate the meaning of your title, but heirs of grandeur don't do very well with the kind of people who live and fight here. they'll have a lot more respect for a title like that. Well, we better not waste any time. Please come with me. He leads you outside, and onto a platform near the structure, and starts ringing a bell that echoes throughout the courtyard. And over the course of a few minutes, two other high-ranking...
webcam's off.
Huh?
Your webcam. It looked like it wasn't syncing with you for a minute.
So two other high-ranking rangers join you on the platform, as well as a cleric of Droana. And over the course of a few minutes, the majority of the fort's 300 personnel gather around the platform. And Decker steps forward and says, "As some of you may have heard, these outsiders, known as the Regulators, came to us because they have knowledge of a coming incursion. 3 ancient vampires, the very first who ever existed, intend to re-enter the mortal realm here. While that may seem like something we have easily prevented many times before, we have reason to believe they are gathering an army. And our wall will be under siege unlike anything we have seen in our lifetimes. Though countless Templars have lost their lives in pursuit of our mission, this may be the first time in the history of our order that we face the threat of true failure. I tell you this not to demoralize you.
I'm fine. Go to bed.
But to steel your resolve. We must face this threat with more defiance and muster than ever before. The wall has always taken the brunt of what the realm of the dead can throw at us, but this day we must be stronger than the wall. We are the torch in the unrelenting darkness. We are the dawn in the never-ending night. Prepare for war. The group of soldiers starts springing into action, just kind of crisscrossing and mulling about in front of the platform. And he turns and gives orders to several experienced-looking soldiers and rangers on the platform. And then he turns to the cleric, and you overhear him say, Rommel, I need vats of holy oil on all 3 flanks. It will be done, Lord. And then he turns to you. We'll have all 3 segments of the wall at max capacity, with a reserve waiting below. All of our rangers will stand guard near the gate down here, in case it is breached. If you are in agreement, I'll give you each commander of a flank on the wall, and if for any reason you need to leave that post, an officer will take over for you.
Do you have any silver that I could use to make bullets?
I'll get you over to the quartermaster and get you anything you require.
Okay.
But are you in agreement with leading the wall?
I am. You too?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, very well. We'll get assignments taken care of soon. I, unfortunately, will be stationed outside the front gate. Tradition dictates that in the event that the fort may fall, I must be the last man standing. Of course, if anything makes it that far, it's unlikely I will survive. So, in the meantime, I'll want to make sure that you have everything you need to make sure it never gets that far. And he leads you across the courtyard, which has now started to somewhat clear out. He leads you across the courtyard to a 2 thatched awnings next to a building next to the canteen. And there you see a fairly sizable team of craftsmen, fletchers, blacksmiths, leather workers, stuff like that, working on equipment. And he brings you up to a dwarf that's working at one of the forges. Guldrowick and Vilbra, these are the Regulators. They will be fighting alongside us when the 3 ancient vampires come to the fort. They are outsiders, but I want you to them to have access to your skills and supplies. Try to treat them as Templars as much as is reasonably possible. And Vilbra looks confused for a moment, and then he seems to understand. And when he speaks, you notice that he does not have a typical dwarvish accent. It's very humanized, very Kisena. Oh, yes, I understand your meaning. Decker walks away, he starts looking you guys over, and first he focuses on Zuko. You look to be the nimble, sneaky type, but that must be difficult in this, and he claps your torso, and the plates of your scale mail clack together.
It can be tricky sometimes.
I have something that you may like, and he walks away for a second and comes back with a fairly worn-out looking set of brigandine armor.
Okay.
And he shakes it. There's almost no sound to it other than the fabric. But when he slaps it, you can kind of hear that there's metal plates inside. This stuff's...
So, like my breastplate?
Well, no, it's actually... he looks fine. This stuff is structurally similar to scale mail, flexible and light for metal armor, but this set is magically enhanced and is especially effective against necrotic damage, and the fabric keeps the plates from making a lot of noise when you move around.
Zuko, you should take this.
Oh, for sure. I'm very interested. How much would you like for it? Or is it even for sale?
Well, it's a bit old and worn, but if you're not the vain type, I can sell this to you for much cheaper than you would be able to get anything similar in a shop. Say around 500 gold would be good compensation, but I'm open to negotiation.
I could do 500 gold for you.
All right. Here you go. And the armor is, like I said, it looks like a gambitson essentially, but you can tell the inside has a flexible metal structure, and there's a yellow sun stitched into the fabric on the front, much like what's on the rest of the Templars. If you want to go ahead and add, let's see, on D&D Beyond it should show up as Brigandine, +1 Brigandine armor of the Solis Templars, I believe. Yep, +1 Brigandine of the Solis Templars. You able to find it?
How do you spell that again?
Brigandine is Brigandine. Once you type in that much, it should show up, because I don't think there's any other Brigandine armor on the site. I believe that will bring your AC up to 18? 18 or 17. and it will give you resistance to necrotic damage.
Not. I don't think I'm seeing it. Extras, maybe?
Now, if you go under equipment and manage equipment, you type it into the search.
I was halfway there.
Oh yeah, I do the same thing. I try to use the search one that's right on the sheet. That's to search for what you already have.
So it's at 15 plus his dexterity up to what, 3?
I believe it's 15 plus up to 2. And plus 1, of course, from the magical enchantment.
Congratulations, you have a higher armor class than me now.
Yay. If I can figure out how to collect this.
Were you able to find it in the equipment search? I'll go ahead and add it for you if you'd like.
Yeah. So this doesn't take all night.
Alright, putting on your Brigandine. I think that should automatically take off your skill.
I need to find me some armor. Get my AC up to 20. Like Matt would ever let that happen.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. It showed up on yours?
So what it...
Yep.
Yeah, I found it. So that brought my armor class to 17 now?
Should have been 18.
Oh, 18.
Yeah, go ahead and mark 18. Something must not... I'll have to check the item later. Yeah, plus 1 bonus to AC, and up to... Your dexterity up to 2. Should have put you at 18.
Just real quick while we're on the subject, my new bow, it's going to be a total of plus what to what I roll?
To hit is plus 10.
Plus 10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I needed.
Alright, and he looks at the bow you have slung over your shoulder. Looks like you're already pretty well equipped in that regard. I don't think I can improve much for you there. But when you're up on the wall, you'll have access to as much ammo as you could possibly need.
Is the building we're in stone?
No, it's open. It's like an awning.
Okay. Is there like a bale of hay nearby?
Yeah.
And is said bale of hay kind of away from other things if things catch on fire?
Yeah, there's some isolated bales of hay probably up against the wall.
Is it good? What are you doing?
He wants to show off.
I'm gonna show off, yeah. I'm gonna pull out my bow, pull the string, shoot at that bale of hay, and say, I don't need no stinking arrows.
Oh boy, here we go.
Very well. I can see you don't, but they're there if you need them.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. He moves over to Mira. Excuse me. Well, hail, huntsman. What's your weapon of choice?
Two-handed sword.
Okay, so you pull out your sword for him.
Yep.
He looks it over. This is a very nice weapon.
Thank you.
Very powerful. Not much I could do to improve it, but I can certainly refresh the leather on the hilt and sharpen it up for you free of charge.
That sounds great. Thank you.
And, looks like your armor is in need a little bit of maintenance. We'll take care of that for you, too. Anything else you might need that I'm not thinking of?
No, I don't really use my crossbow that much.
Very well. Again, I'll make sure there's some crossbow ammo up there for you if you need it, though. Silvered bolts. Alright, well, and on to you, sir. Ooh, okay, firearms. I haven't done much work with those, but certainly have the supplies to help you craft your ammunition for cheap. Unless there's something else you might need.
Have any more of that fancy armor?
Not as thoroughly used, so it would be a little. I'd need a little bit more than the 500, but I sure.
Or any perhaps studded leather armor that might be better quality than what I'm wearing.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
I'm just wearing plain studded leather right now. No +1, nothing.
Studded leather, you said?
Malcolm's like, it's my turn.
Yep.
Yes, I think we have some ranger armor laying about. So go ahead and add if you're well. Okay. So we'll call it 550. You can go ahead and put +1 studded armor. I believe that should already exist. I will go ahead and create a custom one that adds the necrotic resistance. But just keep in mind for tonight that it has necrotic resistance as well.
Yep.
Really wish we could do something to improve your weapons, but look very finely crafted as is.
Yeah, they are.
Hope they have the range that you need. Wall's pretty tall.
Any way to test that out, Malcolm?
The only thing I could think of would be I could try to craft a weapon. Would it be any cheaper if I tried to complete my bad news? Or, excuse me, last word, as I think was what I wanted to call it in this
Final
campaign.
Yes.
Well, so do you pull out your plans and show them what you're wanting to do?
Yes.
Alright, so you pull out your plans, he looks them over. Oh, I like this. Oh, this is very nice. You know, on your own, this would probably take at least 3 days of solid work to get done, but I could assign a team to this to help you. And in materials, I think we could get this done for about 900.
Yes, please. Armor and that.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get a team together. We should have just enough time to get this done.
You said it was 900 and what for the bad news?
Just 900.
900? Okay.
900 for
and then 550?
550 for the armor.
Okay. That takes a big chunk out of my gold, but I will take it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so in that case, Regulators, is there anything else you would like to set in motion since Malcolm will be working on this over the course of the next 8 hours? Oh, one other thing before we get started. I also have these, and he pulls out a small wooden barrel, and out of it he pulls out a metal cylinder and hands one to each of you. This is called a Radiant Grenade. And Zuko, I'll go ahead and add yours for you.
Thank you.
Is it something kind of like a holy hand grenade?
You know, I was just going to go into the whole spiel. The instructions for the holy hand grenade.
I'll retract the statement and let you do your thing.
Now let me show you how these work. Manage equipment. Radiant. Grenade. So each of you has one of those. Jake's over encumbered.
Oh shit. Wait,
You are
added it to
overburdened.
mine too?
What's
Is that what you're saying? Because I was just about to do it.
No, I added it to Zuko's. But
Okay. Manage equipment.
Am I able to sell any of like my old equipment, like my old armor, the old bow?
What? So okay, you want to sell the ebony bow?
My other bow, the original one.
The original? Okay.
Yeah. And then the 2 original short swords.
Would it be common, Matthew?
No, I believe I have it marked as rare.
Okay. I don't see no rare thing here. I see magical.
You're looking for the radiant grenade?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go under manage equipment and type radiant grenade.
It's green lettering, if that helps at all.
Alright, so for the longbow, Jake.
It's saying no results found.
It's uncommon. Weapon dart uncommon.
Alright, so for the longbow.
Oh, hey, I found it. Yay!
He is willing to give you 200 gold for it.
Okay.
So, removing that for you. How the hell do you remove it?
So how many did he give us?
1 to each of you.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Bear with me just a moment. I'm having a hard time getting... here we go. Alright, so longbow, he gives you some money for that. You wanted to sell your old scale mail?
Yep.
Just see what the base price is here. He'll give you 30 gold pieces for the scale now.
Okay.
And you want to sell both of your old short swords?
Yeah.
He'll give you 10 gold pieces for the pair.
Okay.
Anything else you want to get rid of? You're no longer encumbered, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I kind of did that.
He pulled a Skyrim.
Toss all the stuff on the
The
ground.
Skyrim would be tossing it all on the ground. Alright, so anything else you guys want to set into motion in preparation for what's coming?
Would Kaylee be able to be here to help with healing people, or is she going to stay on the ship?
mean, the ship isn't anywhere nearby. I mean, it's down.
I'm sure they probably have some form of field medics or something here.
They have
Seems
a
pretty well-
high level cleric here that you saw.
Okay.
So all of you guys got the grenades?
Yes.
Yeah, make sure I added it to. Did I not add it? And I was going to do first, shalt thou take out the holy pin, then shalt thou count to 3, no more, no less. 3 shall be the number thou shalt count, and the number of counting shall be 3. 4 shalt thou not count, not either thou 2, excepting that thou then proceed to 3. 5 is right out. Once the number 3 being the third number be reached, then lobbest thou holy hand grenade towards thy foe, who being naughty in my sight shall snuff it. But yeah, that is an object you can throw up to 20 feet, or no, sorry, 60 feet. It affects a 20-foot radius sphere centered on the point at which you threw it. Each creature in that area must succeed on a DC 19 dexterity saving throw, or take 6d12 radiant damage on a failed saving throw, or half as much on a successful one. Fiends and undead are, of course, vulnerable to this damage.
I want to learn how to make these. These come in handy.
Fairly simple. The materials can get a little expensive, but as long as you're able to get your hands on holy oil and can craft a bomb, fairly straightforward process. Honestly, I wish there was a way for us to launch larger ones, but we don't have much in the way of ranged siege weapons yet.
And Serenity doesn't have cannons yet, does she?
Yes, she does.
But we don't have the material to make the big bombs, do we?
Well, I could make the bombs, we just don't have anything to take them out. Fire them.
Malcolm, how do you feel about Serenity helping out with this shit?
So, do they have cannonballs and stuff? Gunpowder?
Mm-hmm.
I have gunpowder. And as I said, I can help you stock up on ammo a bit cheaper than you'd normally be able to. And if you have a ship with cannons, I could probably get about 6 of these done by the time our friends show up.
What do you guys think? I mean, do we have time for somebody to go back to the ship and have them? Or I can just call them on the box cast button.
Yeah, you can call Dustin.
Yeah, if you guys give us your leave, I'll call the ship and have them fly in.
Well, that's fantastic. I'll get
Sounds good.
I'll get the bombs crafted. Tell them to be up here in about an hour. We should be ready to load them up.
I immediately get on the horn with Dustin and let him know that.
Alright, Captain. This sounds fun. I'll get on the cannons and I'll have whoever the other guy is you guys have on your ship. I haven't thought about him in so long.
Tristan.
To have Tristan fly. You just give the word. We'll do a flyby and fire out one side, and we'll do a broadside on the other side when you order it as well. So,
sounds good.
in about an hour, Serenity will come to pick up the special cannonballs. Alright. Alright, so, Malcolm, over the next 8 hours, you will be working with a team of smiths to craft the final word. So, basically you'll be splitting the work up into 3 parts. You will be responsible for one, while different teams will be on the other 2 parts. So, here is the sniper rifle. Alright, so I need you to make a Tinker's Tool check with advantage because you have a team assisting you.
Tinker Tool was proficiency and dexterity, right?
Yep.
So D20 and add 9. 13. Not starting off good.
Alright, make a secondary roll.
Oh, well, that was the... Yeah, I didn't roll with advantage. I forgot about that.
Okay.
We rolled that again, because I have advantage. That's even worse, so we'll just go with the 13.
Jeez.
Alright, so you'll be pushing the clock a bit. Go ahead and make a second roll with advantage.
That one's a 21.
Yay!
That's the first roll. Other one is a 26.
Alright, there you go. Over the course of 8 hours, really pushing the clock. A little bit of wasted materials, but you managed to get your section of the rifle done. Alright, 26 on the second part, so the second team is actually done early. And another 26. Alright, you can go ahead and add... what did I call it?
I saw it already. I'll add it in.
Final word.
I think you call it the last word.
Dude, it's a perfect name.
Last word, Mark 1.
Yep. So, at the end of 8 hours, Malcolm now has a shiny, cutting-edge looking rifle that fires.
It can shoot fire. Far.
And very
Wait to be the creature on the end of that barrel.
What is that, 2d12?
Yeah, 2d12.
Alright. So, Zuko and Mira, you have a bit of spare time while he's working on that. Anything you guys would like to do with those 8 hours?
I'm not entirely sure what to do.
I could help craft arrows.
Yes. And since you're working with
And also
experience-
practice.
Yeah, this would be, double. So, roll a tinkering check. Actually, roll 2. So, d20 plus your dexterity.
Seven.
Okay. And second roll.
11.
Okay. So you can go ahead and add, let's see, double time because you're working with an experienced people. So 16 right off the bat. And because you rolled high, the second, you really get into a rhythm the second set of 4 hours, and you can add another 8 on top of that. So 24 hours of experience.
Okay.
40. All right, Mira, anything for you?
I don't know, part of me like started thinking of sparring with them to see if they actually to get them ready, I guess. Some people ready.
Okay. All right. So Mira, during this time period, gets in some sparring practice with some of the Templars. Shows up a lot of them, taking on multiple guys at once without breaking a sweat. But your participating in this practice actually raises the morale of the entire group. So make a mental note. Your team on the wall will have 1 inspiration point. If you don't like the way they roll at any point, you can do a reroll to see if they fire better.
Cool.
All right. So about half an hour after this all starts, most of the fort is enamored with the sight of Serenity floating above the fort, lowering down a platform for the special cannonballs to be loaded in. And then it goes into a holding pattern over the valley. Towards the end, just as Malcolm's finishing up his rifle, Callum comes over to you and says, Decker wants to see you up in the center flank. It's almost time.
I'm ready. You guys ready?
Yep.
Right as I'll ever be.
So Decker leads you up to the center wall, which is a bit shorter than the other two sides. Entire platform is packed with Templars armed with bows, longbows, and Decker is standing at the front. It is just before midnight. Everyone up here is ready. I don't expect we'll be seeing action immediately. The Rangers are waiting inside until they get word. Want them fresh in case that gate gets breached. But figured you would want to be up here to see this. And you see as a candle sitting on the edge of the battlements with 2 nails stuck into it. Not evenly spaced, but one is about halfway down the candle, and one is about halfway below that. You hear the bells on the temple inside the fort walls ring, and at that point he lights the candle with a torch. This is something not many people get to see. And he points out towards the edge of the wall, and you watch. Even though it is very dark, you can kind of see the outline of the forest beyond and the mountain on either side stretching up into the sky. And as you're watching, as the bells ring and the candle is lit, you watch as the landscape in front of you changes just beyond the wall. The slightly sloping upward valley in front of you changes shape and actually starts heading downward, where the mountains on the 2 sides suddenly drop. You get this impression of being lifted up into the air without moving. And looking around you, you can see a landscape well below. The elevation in front of you seems to be completely different from where you're actually standing. You're now at the top of a small mountain with 2 large lakes on either side. and the trees, the forest in front of you withers away into these blackened husk of trees that appear to be dead. And you can start to see a bit clearer now as that strange, very dark, overcast sky that seems to exist perpetually in the realm of the dead takes over just beyond the wall. You can actually see the line in the sky above you, this like seam between the two worlds. And as if it wasn't cold enough, more of a chill seems to be wafting over the wall from the other side. And for a long time after that, nothing happens. Decker doesn't seem concerned or confused. Seems to be fairly routine. But he keeps looking down at the candle. And after about half an hour of standing there, you hear a tink as the first nail in the candle drops into the tin below. And at this point, Decker starts to look a little concerned. Rangers should have been in by now. And he looks through a spyglass into the tree. Something's wrong. The candle continues to burn down. And with only about roughly 10 minutes left in the hour, you begin to hear a sound from inside the trees. After a few moments, you realize that it's hoofbeats. And he raises the spyglass again and starts to look a little bit relieved. And calls out down from the wall into the courtyard, "Rangers returning! Follow me, but we'll see what they've seen." You following him down into the courtyard?
Yes.
Yep.
You're most of the way down to the courtyard by the time the inner gate is lifted up, and you can hear the hoofbeats echoing through the some 30-40 foot deep tunnel that leads to the outside of the wall. And sure enough, 3 horsemen dressed as rangers come riding into the courtyard. Several squires come up to meet them. Anything you would like to do as you come down to the courtyard?
Can I make sure my medallion's actually not giving any tails?
You still got a little bit of distance on them. You don't believe you're
Okay.
in range to detect anything.
What is it, Valencia?
How many of them came
I'm
back?
fine, baby.
3.
Uh-oh.
Good night.
I'm gonna look. So how far away are they? Are they in the courtyard or?
They're just coming into the courtyard. You're coming down the steps on the wall. Just about down to the courtyard, but the bottom of the staircase is further off to the side than the central path where the gate is. Squires are currently helping them off of their horses.
And from a distance, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with them.
Roll a perception check.
So that would be my passive perception, right?
No, your regular
Hold on.
perception score plus D20.
$18 total?
18. They appear to... They're dressed in the garb of the Solis Templars Rangers. They appear to be close to middle-aged. Same signs of psoriasis. The only thing that really sticks out to you with that role, they don't seem as tired as you would expect for having been in inside the realm of the dead for more than 4 days.
That's
I
a bit
think
odd.
there are vampires.
Yeah, I think they're... Something's wrong.
Decker, as he hits the bottom of the steps, calls over, "What took so long? We expected you almost half an hour ago." Anything you guys want to do?
Can we tell him how we're feeling? Like, this feels... Something feels off?
So have we still not gotten close enough for us to feel
To
the
see
medallion
him.
going crazy?
Her medallion is not moving just yet.
Right.
Hold on a second here. You guys are about 60 feet away. And from your experience, unless it's something super powerful, her medallion generally doesn't pick it up until you're within like 30.
I need an upgrade.
So you feel like if it was the three ancient vampires, you'd probably be picking it up right now. But
If they're not seeming tired after being there for 4 days, isn't that a bit suspicious?
Could be. Anything else before we proceed?
Malcolm, just shoot him. We know you want to.
Guys, I don't want to just shoot people in the middle of the courtyard when they might be normal people.
Well, then shoot him in the shoulder.
There's a way you
Jeez.
can determine that, Malcolm.
Just wing it.
Huh.
I mean, I would... Let me look down the barrel of my... Let me look through the sniper rifle and get a good look at him and see if there's anything weird about him.
You're at 60 feet. You don't need a...
Okay. I guess let me do a check and see if I notice anything.
Yes.
Just with your eyes?
Yeah, or spyglass. I don't even need a spyglass, do I?
No.
Yeah, just my eyes. Perception.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Because I don't think the magnifying glass would pick up anything from afar.
That is a 18.
Okay, pretty much you notice the same thing that Mira does. They seem kind of well rested for having been on the road for so long.
Me not likey.
So I really can't tell definitively if they're vampires or not either.
You have a specific way of telling that.
Oh! God bless it. 1 second. I can't believe I forgot about that.
Oh, shit! His power!
I will use Eyes of the Grave.
I think Matthew was hinting at it. He's like, just your eyes?
He was, I'm sure.
So you activate Eyes of the Grave, and as you do, the front two, the lower ranking of the Rangers, have a red outliner around them, indicating undead specifically with vampirism.
Okay, so the two scouts up here is vampires to me?
Yep.
Then I will shoot first, ask questions later.
Okay.
Yep.
So, before you get your shot off, just before you get the squires are helping them down, and one of the front two rangers, as he's helped down by the squire, reaches down, and you watch as he bites into the front of the squire's neck, ripping his throat out. A spray of blood flies out across the courtyard, but by this point, Malcolm already has his guns drawn and aimed at the front two rangers. So, when we get back, we will roll initiative and start with Malcolm's surprise round.
Go, Malcolm. You the man.
Alright, so we are going to go ahead and go on a 10-minute break, and I'm going to get the map set up here. And we will see what comes of this revelation that two of the rangers that have returned appear to be vampires. See everybody in 10 minutes. And we are back. Alright, I'm going to need everybody. I'm going to need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative. 7 for Malcolm.
Wait, that's plus dexterity, right?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. $21.
Jake?
It's whatever I roll plus the dexterity, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And then I have advantage?
Yep.
Okay. 22.
Looks like I'm third.
Anything else in here? Alright, so at the top of the round, let's go ahead and get our map up here. Oh, come on.
Looking for a game
Oh,
capture.
there we go.
Whoa.
Alright, so Malcolm, you are here. Zuko, you are here. Mira, you are here. This is Decker. This is the Ranger, and these are the two that Malcolm identified as vampires. We'll call this 1, 2, and 3. So, surprise round, Malcolm, what would you like to do?
I'd like to fire on the one that ripped out the neck.
Alright, that would be this one, number 2.
And all 3 shots.
Alright.
Ryan's webcam went out.
It shouldn't have.
Here it is.
Sorry, buddy. There we go. There's the handsome face.
So the first one's going to be 30 to hit.
Hit.
Damn.
29 to hit for the second shot.
Hits.
And a misfire for the third. Just what I wanted to start off with.
Alright, what's the
Aw.
damage for the 2 shots?
First one's 8 damage. The second one's 15 damage.
Alright, so Malcolm fires off 3 shots, the first 2 hitting their target, the third one exploding into shards as it comes out of the barrel. And with the end of the surprise round, Malcolm, you're first up. Anyway.
I will just fire 3 shots with my gun, with my one gun. And
Are you using a...
what's that?
Well, if you're only using one gun, that would be 2, right? Because you don't have the offense.
Oh yes. I didn't think about that. So yeah, 2 shots. Since the other one decided to be a jerk and break on me. 21 to hit,
Hits.
and a 22 to hit. That would also hit.
Yep.
13 damage for the first, and 15 damage for the second.
Okay. Ryan, Malcolm fires off 2 more shots, severely injuring. And he's looking in pretty bad shape. Anything else on your turn?
I'm the yellow one, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
No, nothing else.
Okay. Zuko,
There are
you
plenty of people between that one and me, so.
Zuko, you are up.
That
Okay.
orange thing looks like a portal.
Yeah, what is that?
That's about the big bonfire in the center of the courtyard.
Oh, okay. Because
Oh.
I thought to me it looks like an Oblivion Gate.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot at the one closest to us.
Okay, so
And I think we had discussed if I use regular arrows, I get damage for the arrow and then radiant damage.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, that's the one I'm gonna shoot.
Okay.
$15.
Exactly what you needed to hit.
All right.
Nice.
12 regular damage, and then 3 radiant damage.
And what's your hit dice for the radiant damage again?
1d10,
So minus 10.
I believe, if you want to check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're correct. All
Okay.
right. He is hanging on by a thread.
Do it again.
Okay. I'll shoot the same one.
Okay, roll for attack.
14.
Oh,
Ooh, 14
I know.
just misses. In almost unnatural way, it moves out of the way of the arrow as it flies past. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
No.
Okay. Mira, what would you like to do?
I would like to cast Firebolt.
Okay. Roll for attack. Same one.
Yeah, same one. $16 a hit.
16 hits. Roll for damage.
That's 2d10. Switch dice, woman. $10 damage.
Damage. Just short. Alright. Mira fires a firebolt across the courtyard, which slams into the vampire just after it dodges out of the way of Zuko's attack. What would you like to do next?
I'm doing the same thing. I'm not getting anywhere near these vampires.
Okay. Roll for attack.
$17.
17 hits. Roll for damage.
$9.
9. Alright, so
Nine.
Mira fires a second firebolt and ignites the vampire And he burns into a pile of ash.
Bye-bye, motherfucker.
You know what my problem always ends up being with my enemies? They end up rolling too low on initiative. Alright, so anything, you're staying put?
I'd rather stay put, yes.
Alright, so next up comes Decker. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Alright, let's see what he has up his sleeve. Alright, so he is not able to get close enough to do any first-hand damage. Let's see what options he has.
Can you boys hear the music?
I can.
Alright, so Decker runs forward and casts Hunter's Mark. And he pulls out a small hand crossbow and takes a shot at the remaining vampire. $15 to hit. That's exactly what he needed. That was a total of 12 points of piercing damage. Take another shot. 18 to hit. Eight points of piercing damage. Alright. That brings us to the Ranger. He runs towards Decker. And you watch as he lifts up his longsword. And the sky swirls above him as his blade ignites. And he takes a swing at Decker. $17 to hit, exactly what he needed.
Crap.
Alright, so he does 6 points of regular damage. And let's see what the smite does. Oh yes, correction. His sword ignites with fire, not just light. And 4 points of fire damage. Alright. And a second regular attack. That's a miss. Alright. That brings us to the vampire. I need about 10 more screens. Alright. Vampire runs towards you. And does nothing because he can't reach you. Alright, so that brings us to the top of round 2. Malcolm, what would you like to do?
I would like to step backwards and like to the northwest of my token, about 2 or 3 squares northwest,
Northwest.
towards
This
the
way?
wall.
Like that?
Yep, right there's good. And then fire 2 shots on the red token vampire.
Okay, roll for attack. Oh, wait.
Those are
hold
colored
on.
tokens? I can't see that.
Forgot something when his turn started. 10. Alright, so as his turn started, before he started running, you watched this red aura glow around him for a brief moment, and some of the wounds he's already taken start to heal. Alright, go ahead, Malcolm.
$23 to hit
Hits.
Nice.
and 24 to hit.
Hits.
14 damage for the first shot and 16 damage for the second.
14 and 16, you said?
Yep.
Alright. Zuko, what would you like to do?
Sorry about that. I was on mute.
Okay.
I will shoot a regular arrow at it.
Vampire?
Yes.
Alright, roll for attack.
$17.
17 hits.
Eight points of damage. And then 3 points of radiant damage.
And another.
Yep, another shot.
Alright.
15.
15 hits.
Hmm. 10 points. And 4 additional points.
Alright, so Zuko fires 2 shots out of his bow. The last one igniting the vampire with radiant energy and wiping him out. Once again, low initiative. Helps you guys out quite a bit. Alright, so that brings us to Nero. What would you like to do?
Can I run up to the, Is he a ranger too? The one that's in front of Decker?
Yep.
Can I run up to that one?
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can't make it all the way there.
Darn. Okay. Alright, so if I'm still at a distance, I'm gonna cast Firebolt again.
Alright, roll for attack.
Uh, 15.
15 does not hit. First firebolt flies wide and hits the edge of the wall. Second attack.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, nice. Alright. Roll for damage. Let's see, that's 2d10, so you automatically get 20 plus 2d10.
I got 11, so you said plus 20? Plus 31?
That was your second attack, right? Yep, so...
Yep.
Alright, anything else you'd like to do on your turn? Well, you're out of movement. Any bonus actions? Or...
Yeah, I'm out of movement.
Okay. Alright.
I don't think I have any bonus actions, honey.
Alright, Decker takes another swipe. This time he is going to use Searing Smite. First attack misses. Second attack misses. God damn it. Alright. So that's the end of his turn. Alright, the Ranger is going to use Searing Smite as well. This is second standard attack. Misses. Alright, so they're just swinging at each other and they're dodging out of each other's way. That brings us back to the top of the round.
Shoot him, Malcolm.
Alright, Malcolm, go for it.
Shooting twice. Well, actually, no. I have to reload first. So I'm going to use a bonus action to reload.
Okay.
I should have at the end of my last turn. I forgot. That will be disadvantage. So the first one I actually rolled 15 both times, so 26 to hit.
Okay.
Oh, you're lucky I had disadvantage, Matthew. I rolled my first nat 20 with my guns. Or, first nat 20 in a while, I should say. But 22 to hit is the lower one.
22 to hit was the second one?
Yeah.
Okay, roll for damage for both.
Why did it do 2 dice? 27 total damage for both hits.
Alright, Ranger's starting to look in pretty bad shape. But isn't reacting much to the pain of the situation. Has a very disconnected look about him. Alright, that brings us to Zuko.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Shoot an arrow.
Yep.
That was a nat 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
I heard that 20, yep.
Okay, what do I add for a nat 20?
So that would be the
To your
full...
attack, you add 20. To your attack damage.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you'd
10.
usually do 2d10, so you automatically get both 10s plus your rolls.
Oh, wow. Alright, so 20,
Mhm.
26, 31, 7, so 38 total points.
Wow.
Okay, how do you want to do this?
Could I shoot through the heart and the heart pop out of the other side?
You certainly can. Alright, Zuko fires his last arrow right through the heart, which manages to pierce the armor and create an exit wound so large that the ranger's heart flies through the air and lands a couple feet away from the ranger's body. As the heart leaves his body, his face suddenly becomes clearer, and there's a moment of confusion before he collapses to the ground. Decker looks back at you in concern and a little bit of disappointment as the battle draws to close. Would have gone very differently if all of the bad guys hadn't gotten at the end of the...
Come again?
What was that?
Said if the bad guys hadn't all end up at the end of the initiative order, that might have gone a little differently.
Possibly.
I'm curious to know how.
Well, I mean, they were able to do a decent amount of damage, but they never got close enough to touch you. Alright, so... Alright. As the ranger collapses to the ground, Decker looks back at you, Zuko, and says he didn't have to die, and goes, kneels down beside the ranger's body. This one was charmed. And he starts searching a messenger bag that's attached to the ranger, pulling out a leather journal. What would you guys like to do, if anything?
I personally feel that we should apologize for killing him and not knowing he was charmed.
It's alright, it was self-defense. I understand why you did it. Unfortunately, when you're glamored by a high-level vampire like that, you're not always savable.
But it can happen.
Occasionally. He was a good man. It's unfortunate what happened. At least now we know why they didn't return to warn us. And he starts looking, he's looking through the journal and seems to have found the last entries. He closes it with a huff. The fool. Well, if it makes you feel any better, your prediction was correct.
Shit.
The vampires...
So he has notes on the enemy?
They became aware of the recruitment efforts. Instead of coming back to warn us, he tried to confront them himself. He estimated, though, they were already had numbers in the hundreds, possibly more than 1,000 people already.
What'd I miss?
Why did you drop out?
Discord kicked me out.
He checked.
So rather than coming back and letting us know, he decided to take on 1,000 people by himself?
I think he thought he could cut off the snake's head, so to speak. But,
And instead he got charmed.
yes, and and the other two rangers were turned, clearly. He shouts over towards the building where his quarters and the rangers barracks is for the rest of the Rangers to come out. And just after that, you hear frantic horn blowing from the top of the wall. This clear chill runs down Decker's spine. He gathers his composure and says, "This is it. To your posts." Here. All right. So, as you hear the horn sounding, you guys proceed up to the wall. There we go. Excuse me. All right. So there are three. You are offered command of the three flanks. There is the northern wall, which you saw. Maybe I should have left that up. But there are three flanks: the two taller sides of the wall, north and south, and the center flank, which is a little bit lower. So has clear shots, but holds less people. Where would you guys like to go? What the hell?
What happened?
Oh, something's wrong with Word. That's what. Here. Alright, so who wants north, who wants center, and who wants south?
Is there one that's lower amounts of people?
Yeah, the center is closer to the ground and has less troops.
Less people, he said.
To use, but you can also reach further out, so to speak. Less range involved.
So I will take one of the higher walls then. So since I do have range, especially long range now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, so Malcolm and Zuko on north and south.
And I'll take the center, of course.
Alright, so you guys proceed up onto the wall. And at first you can't see anything, but in the distance, in the trees, you can see the forms of the trees swaying as if being pushed from the bottom. And after a few moments, you see, emerging from the tree line, a formation of skeletal warriors coming towards the wall. And as they come into vision, at this point they're walking in a somewhat organized procedural fashion, but as soon as they come into view, they begin going into a full-scale charge.
How are we gonna handle this, boys?
Alright, here's how this is gonna work. Each round of combat, in this case, instead of, being 6 seconds, is going to be a minute. Each of you has a giant vat of holy oil that can be dropped at your determination, which will pretty much destroy anything that is right up against the wall, but you can only use it once. Alright, so essentially the way this is going to work, you guys will go first. If you are using a two-handed weapon, or in Mira's case, launching fireballs from each hand. You will roll 2d10 per round, and the number you get is the number of hits. You can choose to fire at any of the zones. This is where you guys are on the battlements. This is the wall. This is basically the first 5 feet directly at the base of the wall. Is Zone 1. Zone 2 is 105 to 175 feet. Zone 3 is 125 to 150. And Zone 4 is behind that, just up against the tree line, 150 to 170 feet. Enemy faction will go second. And third set on the third round part of initiative, the Templars that are up on the wall will fire with you. The amount of damage they can do will be determined by how many of them are currently available, whoever wasn't killed in the previous barrage. Whenever you lose troops on the wall, it will take 1 round to replenish them. So if you lose 10 troops in round 1, nothing will happen in round 2. You'll have to use the troops you have to fire, and then in round 3, 10 troops will come up to replace the ones that died. You have 222 in reserve. Malcolm and Zuko, you have 26 available at a time. Mira, you have 14. And that is how we will proceed. So, round 1.
I can barely hear the music, but that doesn't matter right now.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and go from left to right. Malcolm, you are on the northern flank. Would you like to fire with bad news or with your pistols?
Last word.
Last word.
Last word? Okay, so that means
Final word, or whatever you want to call it.
we'll make a determination. So in that case, go ahead and pick a zone. Currently, Zone 1 is empty. They have Zone 2, Zone 3, and Zone 4 is all the way out at 150 feet. But go ahead and pick a zone and then roll 2d10 for the 2 shots you would get to make. Well, sorry, 20 shots you would make during the first round.
Okay. You said 2d10?
Yep,
Like one at a time or together?
together.
Three and a 3, so 6 total. And I would do the just zone 2 right in front of me.
Let me select the number. You said 6, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mira.
I would like to do zone 2.
Zone 2. All right.
And,
Roll your 2d10.
Okay. $11.
All right, and Zuko.
$7.
One, two, three. All right, so All right. So, as you guys finish up your firing, let's see, troop movement first. All right. So 1, 2, 4. 1, 9. 1, 2, 3. Never in my life did I think I would be using Microsoft Word as a battle map.
That's the first time for everything.
All right. So at this point, the troops that you see in Zone 3 pull out. You'll get into a fixed formation and pull out longbows and release a volley of arrows at the wall. So, the way this works. So, we'll start with the north. That'll be 2d10. Which I don't even have out. Alright, so Zone 3 on the north flank. Alright, in the first round, Malcolm, you take 3 points of piercing damage, and all 26 of your men end up getting hit.
Oh, Jesus.
Center flank, Mira. The archers in front of you.
Like, killed hit?
Yeah, the troops on your end of the wall got wiped out. That was a really good wall. Alright, Mira, you lose. Seven people. You started with 16, right?
I started with 14.
14. green, please. Alright, he refuses. Alright, and Zuko.
$14.
Oh, you're not. But yeah, we're not done that yet.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, this is the enemy firing on you. Alright, you lose 11. And you take 3 points of piercing damage yourself as the volley of arrows flies up. Alright, so that brings us to... Oh, sorry, I almost forgot. During this volley, you all also notice several motes of fire being fired out from the line of archers, and you recognize several robed figures, 3 specifically, 1 on each flank, among the skeletal warriors that appear to be some sort of undead humanoid, all bearing the marking of Orcus.
Oh, for
Fucking Jasper.
No, not that familiar.
No, just brigade.
Cultists.
So if I call out for Dustchin to Valley, does it take an action or a bonus action? Or...
I would hope it's a bonus action.
He can take a flyby during your turn or during your archer's turn.
Okay. If he has a flyby, do I still get to roll 2, or is it just him?
Yeah, you still get to roll. Remember, you only have a total of 6 shots to use. And he can each pass by. He can only fire once on each flank. So at most, he would be able to do south, center, and north on one flyby.
And how much damage? How much damage do those do?
That would essentially be an automatic. Automatic 30 casualties in each zone that he hits.
Okay.
So that brings us to the archers. Malcolm, of course, you don't have any archers left, but if you wanted to order a flyby of Serenity...
I would. I want them to fire upon Zone 3, though.
All 3? Or just yours?
All 3.
All 3, okay. So...
I'm going to play a little fast and loose here. With my own zone, at least.
Alright.
I thought it was going to be 30 casualties in each zone.
Yeah, there's 2 groups. There's
Oh,
the
okay,
archers,
gotcha,
and there's
gotcha.
the foot soldiers that are cruising through, so they lost half of each.
Okay.
Alright, so Serenity flies over at 90 miles an hour as Dustchin fires the broadside cannons. God, I wish that was louder. Alright, Mira, what would you like to roll for your archers?
Yes. You said 2d10?
Yep, 2d10.
13.
13 times 9. And what zone are you having them fire on?
How far would they reach?
You're on your
They can
flank,
probably
they
reach
can
all the way
reach all
out.
the way to zone 4.
Oh.
So which zone would
Zone
you like?
3?
Zone 3?
God, I wish I knew where my reading glasses were.
Okay, so you have a total of 86 archers left on your flank. Zuko, roll for yours. What zone would you like them to fire on? And
Zone 3 again.
okay.
Nine.
It's too bad I can't have my archers dip their stuff in oil and just snap my fingers to light it.
Alright, Zuko, you are down to 82 archers against you. Alright, so that brings us to the top of round 2. Malcolm. Where would you like to fire?
I need more reinforcements. Do I have to do anything special to call them up, or?
No, they're on their way. They're on their way up the steps.
Okay. Okay. I will fire on Zone 3 as well.
Alright, roll your 2d10.
Sorry.
Much better this time. 12. Would I be doing more with my pistols rather than the sniper rifle?
You would be
But
pulling
would
off
your
more
pi-
shots.
how far would your pistols reach, though?
I didn't hear what you said, Matt.
You would be pulling off more shots, yeah. And you would be rolling 70. What was it? 74? Yep, 74 to determine how many hit. Let's see. I'm sorry. What did you end? You ended up getting 12, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
What is my calculator doing?
Is your calculator going bad?
Alright. Mira. Your turn.
Yes.
Where would you like to fire?
I'd like to fire at zone. Is it zone 2 that's in front of 3?
Yep, currently empty though.
Oh, okay. So zone 1.
Zone 1. Alright, roll your 2d10.
18.
Nice. Wait. Okay, yep.
I'm rolling 2d10. I made sure. I wouldn't cheat.
And Zuko.
I'm gonna shoot at zone 3.
Zone 3. Go for it.
$16.
Alright, that brings us to the enemy faction turn. Alright, so first starting in the north. Alright, so Malcolm, you take 12 points of piercing damage. And right around the same time, you see a small marble-sized speck of orange light fly in your direction. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
$16.
16. You said to let you know when you fail a check, right?
Correct, because I can use Indomitable.
Okay, you failed that check.
Okay, I will use Indomitable then. And let me mark that off that I've used it. Where is that? There it is. 20.
That passes. So, as the small marble of orange light expands, you hit the deck behind the battlements. While I do some math. So much math. Take 14 points of fire damage. And of course this explosion draws all of your attention. Alright, center flank. Alright, Mira, you have... as the next barrage hits your section of the wall, all 9 of your remaining... all 9 of your remaining archers fall.
Shit.
But you will be getting a restock. That's right. And you take 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Alright, Zuko, you lose 9 archers.
Subo seems to be doing a little better than us.
And of course I lost my pick.
Wait, you lose your what?
The green color. I accidentally erased it all, so now I can't put the green back. Alright, that brings us to the archer round. Okay, Malcolm, again, you don't have anybody up there just yet. You will in the next round. Ooh.
I'm not sweating yet, so.
Mira, you also have nobody to fire for you. Zuko, roll your 2d10.
I'm sorry, what?
Roll your 2d10.
Roll your 2d10.
5.
Yikes.
5 total? Good lord.
Yeah. And then I would be shooting in zone 3.
I wonder if you guys have the same plan that I do, or if you're just firing in zone 3 because I am.
No,
I
those
want
are
to
where the
wipe out
archers
zone,
are at.
zone 3, yeah.
But wouldn't you think you want to soften up the people running to the wall?
That's what
Why do you
that
think I've
vat
been
of
going back
shit
and forward?
for to dump on them.
Okay.
Alright, so that brings us to enemy turn. In Malcolm and Mira's case, they have nothing to fire at but you guys. Alright. Malcolm, you take 3 points of piercing damage.
Quick question. I can still use shield as a reaction, correct?
In theory, but we're talking over the course of a minute, so you could lose. You could reduce the damage from like one attack over the course of that. So yeah, if you want to use shield as a reaction, you can negate the one hit that landed on you. Mostly they're just hitting empty space right now. And on Zuko, on your side.
I mean, I wasn't wanting to use it, I was just like asking because I wasn't sure.
You lose 2 more. Brings us to Malcolm. Your restock of archers arrives.
If they can stay alive this time?
Alright, no, Mira, you still got nothing. And Zuko, you're back up to 24. Ryan, where would you like yours to fire?
I would like mine to fire on Zone 3 as well.
Roll 2d10.
That is a total of 11.
That's pretty damn good.
Did they overkill?
Oh my gosh, I've been forgetting to do their troop movements every damn round. That doesn't work.
Oops.
Well, they will remember this time.
Trip movements?
Yeah, I completely forgot to continue moving them each round. They've just been standing there. Mira, where would you like to fire yours?
Zone 1.
Okay. Oh wait, that's right. You don't have archers this round. Sorry.
Then I would like to just fire from my ass.
Well, you've had your turn. Zuko, where would you like yours to fire?
Zone 3.
Zone 3. Alright, roll your 2d10.
Seven. You did get that I did get a 16 earlier, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, Mira, at the far end of your flank, you notice that the troops and the archers start to make a bit of room in the center as a large rolling device comes up the path, emerging from the trees and heading for the central gate.
Oh, fuck.
So at this point, I'm going to move the guys up I forgot about. One, two, three. Alright, so, as the skeletal soldiers continue to suddenly remember why they're there and continue to move forward. The frontmost wave hits the wall. There's a bit of a shake as they impact it and begin climbing up the surface of the wall. And we... Alright, Malcolm's flank.
Make sure you take off the reserves for Shakira and I as well.
Oh, yes.
Me being all darn honest and stuff.
26. $158 troops in reserve.
Man, we're going down.
Alright, so that brings us to... Oh, yep, that was the attack. Alright, Malcolm, you lose 8 troops on the wall, bringing your number down to 18. Mira, your reserve troops have not shown up yet.
Oh my fucking god.
You take 3 points of piercing damage as the volley comes for your flank.
Ooh. Hold on. They're getting over the wall, right?
They're climbing.
No, they're shooting arrows at you.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the archers, yep. Wow. Zuko, you lose 2 guys.
Alright.
Down to 22.
You said 3 points of piercing damage again?
Yep. And, well, actually, that's funny. I believe Zuko gets his other 2 troops back now anyway.
I thought I started with 26 as well.
You did, but you only lost 2 at a time, so...
That's right, yeah,
Oh,
so you have
okay.
2 more coming next round, don't let me forget. Because clearly I'm starting to sundown. Alright, that brings us to Archer round. Malcolm, where would you like yours to fire?
Can you scroll back up again?
Yep.
I'd like to fire them on Zone 3 again.
Alright. Now, mind you, in this case, since the majority of the people there are foot soldiers, more is going to be taken from them than from the archers.
That's fine.
Alright, so roll your 2d10.
That is 7 total.
7.
And then on the archer's turn, I can ask Dustchin to do a volley too.
Yep. Doing all 3?
Zone 2, all 3.
What about the mechanical whatever thing they were bringing?
Well, yeah, where is that at?
Yeah,
The
that's
center.
what-
It is currently in
It's on the
center
center,
of
yes.
Zone 3.
Then I'll fire it on Zone 3 then.
All 3?
Yeah. All 3 zones of Zone 3. All 3 flanks, I mean.
Alright, so that's an automatic. 20 turn. Bear with me while I do the math here again.
Mm-hmm.
I love how that balanced out. Alright, so Serenity flies for another volley, using up the last 3 cannonballs available. Almost completely wiping out the archers on Zuko's flank. And doing some damage to the device that they are rolling up the hill, which is now coming into Zone 2. Alright, Malcolm, your shots.
The vat of oil, would it hit the people in the zone there right now, 124? Or would they have to move again?
The ones on the wall, it would take out about half of them. Any standing in Zone 1 would be completely wiped out, and nobody can move into this zone for a round after the vat is dropped in that location.
I like how Malcolm was thinking the same thing I was.
Yeah, I just thought they had to be closer to the wall for the vat to go and kill all
Yeah,
of
me
them.
too.
Not Zone
I
1.
think we should have just asked.
Well, Zone 1 is literally is a 5-foot line, so everything at the bottom of the wall pulls up and gets hit, and that's like no man's land for another round. Going down the wall, though, it's a thin stream. It somewhat coats the wall, but it only hit about half of them on the way down. Zone 1 is the kill zone for the true kill zone for the vats.
Well, I will fire down to the 124 of the wall then.
Alright, roll your shots.
That is 10 total.
Alright, so that's 14. Mira, what would you like to do?
I would like to do the same thing.
Alright, roll your shots.
Damn it. $11?
And Zuko.
Has anyone dumped their vats of oil yet?
Nope.
No.
No, okay. Am I able to... can you scroll up a little bit? Am I able to... Is this the whole battlefield now?
Well, okay, yeah. If I scroll up to here, you're seeing everything but where you are. So this is the wall.
Okay.
This is in front of the wall, so on and so forth.
Okay. Then I will shoot at zone 3.
Zone 3. Alright, roll your shots.
$15.
15. Nice. So, call that... And you no longer have archers to worry about, just the one soul cultist. Anything else before we move on to the enemy turn?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, enemy turn, movement first, so I don't forget about it again. 38, 86, 17. Oh, 5 130 130. All right, and the machine is moving into zone 2. All right, so at this point, on all 3 flanks, the skeletons crawling up the wall are starting to reach the battlements. Alright, so Malcolm, on your side, as the skeleton warriors come over the wall, swords drawn, your archers are now engaged with the foot soldiers. And until they are gone, your troops will be occupied with them, but you can either help with the soldiers on the wall or still fire out into the field. So, first up, Malcolm loses... Mira, is yours come up onto the wall? You also lose 9. And Jake, you lose 4.
Honey, you haven't changed mine.
Oh, sorry. How many did I say? You lost 9, right?
9, yeah.
So bringing up to your soldier's turn. The replenishment is starting to speed up. Alright, so Malcolm Zuko, you started with 26, right?
Yes.
Correct.
troops are replenished. As I said, your troops aren't going... Oops, that's too many. Aren't going to be occupied with firing arrows out into the field while there's soldiers right in their face. So they will be committed to getting troops off the battlement. Malcolm, go ahead and roll for your soldiers.
Uh, 16 total.
16. Mira.
Kind of wish I could use telekinetic blast on these fuckers.
That might do
I'm
something.
entirely sure if I'd be putting... Huh?
That's, in theory, that's possible on your turn.
So how do I do it?
Just let me know that you want to use telekinetic blast as one of your shots. And we'll see what it does. Zuko, roll for your soldiers.
6.
Alright. Brings us to the top of minute 6. Getting very, very close to 1 o'clock. Alright, so...
Is 1 o'clock a bad thing?
1 o'clock is when the rift closes.
Come again?
1 o'clock is when the rift closes.
So the top of the round is me? Or are you moving your troops first? Gotcha.
Wait, nope, you're right. What was I doing? Yep.
You were thinking I'm gonna kill them.
Hold on, let me get that back off. That's 98. Alright, Malcolm, go ahead.
So if I use the vat of oil now, will it damage any of the 98, or are they all on the battlements right now?
It will still destroy... even when they're up on... they've reached the battlements, they're still technically on the wall, so they will be part of the half destroyed. Plus everything in Zone 1 will be gone.
I will use the vat of oil then.
Alright. You order one of the troops
hey,
to drop the oil.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm here.
He throws a torch into the vat and then hits the lever that dumps it over. Let's see, we have 98. And these guys are wiped out to 0. And where would you like to take your shots?
I'll take my shots on the ones on the wall.
Alright, roll your attacks.
$16 total.
Yeah, my calculator's definitely down.
Sorry, love.
Alright. Mira, your turn.
I would like to use Telekinetic Blast. Just to see what it does.
What's the DC on that?
It just says makes it a dexterity saving throw.
So what's your spell save DC?
So like my dexterity?
Well, your
So
saving
just
throw. In your spell sheet.
my saving throw.
Yeah. Your spell save DC should be on your spell. At the top of your spell sheet.
Oh, I'm over here looking on skills like a dumbass.
You're not the one dodging.
Oops. 15.
15? Alright. Let's see.
Yes.
Alright, so you do a telekinetic blast down the side of the wall. Half of the skeletons manage to hold on, while the others are blown off of the wall and destroyed as they hit the ground, shattering into millions of golden splinters.
Oil can.
Come again?
Now
Oil.
go ahead and roll your regular attacks, the 2d10.
So I can't do the oil thing?
Oh, you can do that too, yeah.
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of them sitting pretty in zone 1 right now.
So do I roll, right? I roll d10? 2d10?
Well, first you're dumping the vat, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 42... Wipe out half of the remaining half as one of your troops ignites the vat and dumps it over, and you wipe out all 86 on the ground. Oops, what did I do? And now go ahead and fire your shots.
Okay. I got a 16.
16. Roll it. You got any of the ones on the wall? Right?
Yeah.
Alright, and Zuko.
Alright, I too will also dump my vat.
Alright.
And Malcolm, thanks for reminding me. I almost forgot about doing it too. I was thinking about it.
Yeah, I figure with those 86 there, you probably want to dump it now.
Wow, I am really proud of your guys' strategy. This has worked out very well. Alright.
I think part of the reason is that I used to watch you play those board strategy games. I can't remember the name of it.
Civilization.
I think that's it, yeah.
Alright, you want to take your shots, Zuko?
Yeah. 9.
9. And that's at the ones on the wall, right?
Yes.
Alright, so down to 30. Alright, so Zone 1 is a hot zone right now because you all three dumped your vats. And so no, pretty much no movement. Set. Alright, let's see. All right. Archer's turn. Malcolm, roll for. Where would you like your archers to aim? Oh wait,
The
sorry.
wall, because they're
they're
currently engaged there, right?
Yeah. So roll their attacks.
9 total.
6. Alright, managed to clear off all the ones that are actually up to the battlements, as well as firing down on the ones that were climbing up the wall. Mira, your turn.
Do I have any on the wall?
5.
I'll go ahead and have them shoot at them.
Okay, roll your attacks.
I think you'd have to roll like a 1 to not clear them off. Maybe not even then.
I got a 19.
Holy crap.
Yeah, she only had 5 on there, so...
66. So you cleared those. As well as, they just start moving their aim up towards Zone 2. And you clear out all but 30 of those. Zuko, your turn. Archer's turn.
Okay. I guess I'll take care of the ones on the wall.
Alright, roll for attack.
I was better
11.
take care of the one on the wall.
11. Alright, so you clear off the wall, as well as 25 of the ones in Zone 2. Alright, top of the next round. The fire is starting to clear at the base of the wall. Malcolm, what would you like to do?
You can't hear me because I was muted. I'm going to attack Zone 2.
Alright, roll for attack.
Uh, 11 total.
Alright, Mira.
What's the red and, okay, that's in zone 1, right?
There's nothing in Zone 1 right now.
Okay, it looks like there is. I'm just like,
It's
my
a
eyes are...
point 0 so that I don't lose the red color.
Oh, okay. It's about to throw one of those bombs.
We can only throw them
At Zone
20
2?
feet. Or 60 feet. right?
60 feet. Technically, you could drop, if there were enemies in Zone 1, you could drop it directly down. You don't actually have to throw it.
Oh, okay. So I'll just shoot then.
Wait, hold on, let me...
Thanks for the
think about something.
clarification.
Okay, so it's 105 straight down to Zone 2. But if you were on a flat plane, so 5... $5 feet. Technically, you could get a bomb into Zone 2. Because you would throw it out 60 feet and they would just fall straight down. If that's what you want to do. And that would just be one of your 10 attacks.
I could try that, yeah.
Alright, that's a 19 dexterity saving throw, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Which about only half of them successfully get away from. You could fit, let's see, it's 20-foot radius.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we'll say half of 15 fail. So you managed to take out 7 with that alone. Alright, and fire the rest of your shots.
Yes. $12?
Oh, that was delayed. 12?
Mm-hmm.
11 because you used one shot for the grenade. And that's zone 2, right?
Yes.
Alright, Zuko.
Right, I will shoot at zone 2.
Okay. Roll your shots.
6.
I love it when you make the math easy. Alright. Enemy turn. So, movement first. As the flames clear at the base of the wall, the army again begins to proceed forward. The machine rolls back into life. First, Malcolm, you're the valley of archers that you're facing up against, which is severely weakened. Ooh, only 2 successful hits. You lose 3 troops. And 10. And Zuko, you cleared out your archers, so you don't have any threat from that. But as that volley fires, oh wait, actually no, you do still have one.
Do I take any damage, Matt?
No, they were not accurate enough to hit you.
Okay.
Alright, so Zuko, if you could roll 2d20s for me and let me know what each of them is.
One is a 16.
Okay.
And the other is a 5.
Alright, so And after that, can you roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Well,
just a moment. Alright. As a small mote of fire flies up towards the wall and envelops most of the battlements on your side, Zuko, you take 27 points of fire damage. And at this moment, the machine that has been rolling up the path finally reaches the gates. And just as it is approaching Mira, you realize that it is not a conventional battering ram. There is a device of some sort on the end with a pressure plate, and as it makes contact with the front gates, all three of you feel as the entire wall shakes. And you looking back into the courtyard, you see smoke and debris fly out of the tunnel into the courtyard. Mira, one of your troops rushes forward, reaching for another lever that is located on top of your battlements, and you hear a Portilicus drop into place to back up the gate that was destroyed, but not before you notice three dark blurs flying up the path between the troops and into the tunnel inside the wall.
Damn it.
Looking back, reacting to the debris and smoke that entered the courtyard, you notice as most of the braziers inside go dark. At this point, there are 9 rangers standing in the courtyard, including 3 high-ranking rangers, Cullen and the drow woman you met when you first informed them there was an army coming. But one by one, the lower-ranking, less experienced rangers begin dropping. And there's no indication of the source of their demise except for that dark blur that seems to be zigzagging between them. What would you like
It's
to
the
do?
vampires. The fuck do we do?
I mean, we probably should go down.
Yeah, of course, of course.
The 3 of us. The archers will still keep firing, right?
Yeah, like Decker told you, if you had to leave, another officer would take over your command.
Okay.
Then yeah, let's...
yep.
So yeah, let's break off and head down. At least I am. I'm not sure if you guys are.
I am.
No, I'll come.
Is it going to be a turn to get down there?
2 from the higher walls. 1 from the center
Okay.
wall, unless unless of course you guys figure out a faster way to get down.
Is there a rope somewhere?
Roll an investigation check.
I'm blind, so I rolled a 1.
Matthew, can I use my spell?
What spell?
Long Strider.
Absolutely can. Zuko, what would you like to do?
So I'm gonna go down there as well. Am I able to pull out the flying carpet to get down there faster?
That'll work.
Because Longstrider will make us move faster. All three of us, not just me.
Well, do we have to be within a certain distance of you for it to work?
Let me take a look.
I mean, I'm fine with taking two turns to go down there. I'm just gonna repair my gun that misfired earlier as I'm going down.
Okay.
Which I always forget what the check is on that, so I'm looking right now.
I don't see it. I don't see anything about you guys having to be close to me.
To do what?
For it to work on them.
By the way, you guys finished that with about 100 troops in reserve. Well done.
I am going to... I'm checking Mira's sheet right now. Spells. Long Strider. Yeah, your range or area is touch, so you have to be touching us.
Oh, poopy.
And actually, I don't think you can use it on yourself. So...
But you were talking about using your wing spell, right? I thought that's what you meant.
Oh no, I was thinking about using Longstrider, but if I have to be close to them, I might as well use my wing spell. And that's in notes. No, wait, no. That's
Radiant Soul?
Wait, is it? Yes. Yeah, that's in notes. Hold on.
Do you want me to roll my check to repair my firearm while she's looking at it, man?
Yeah, might as well. We're gonna kind of like overlap the end of this session with the beginning of the next session for narrative purposes, but...
Okay.
So you will be coming into the battle 2 rounds late. Unless, of course, you want to fire from the stairs, I guess.
I mean, I rolled a 22, so that's more than enough to repair. It's like a 9, I think, I needed to repair it.
Okay, so you will be out for 1 round, basically, at the start of combat. Alright, I'm writing notes on what you guys are doing to get there. But, alright, so, Mira, for the first time,
Yes, I know.
her eyes ignite with radiant energy and luminescent wings pop out of her back as she dives off of the center of the wall down towards the ground. Zuko surfs off of his wall on the flying carpet, and Malcolm starts rushing down the stairs as he's frantically trying to fix his guns. By the time the 3 of you reach the ground level of the courtyard, only 3 rangers remain. And responding to your presence, as you're approaching, you watch as these blurs fly by and the lower level rangers' throats are split open, spraying blood all over the place. And even the more experienced rangers are reacting with a little bit of fear to these creatures they can't even see that are slaughtering them one by one. But as you reach the ground level, the movement stops, and there's a long moment of seeming silence as the sound of the battle on the top of the wall seems to fade into the background. You all wait for the next shoe to drop as the 3 dark blurs come to a stop in a circle surrounding you, throwing off black shrouds. You see 3 ancient elves, undead, sharp fangs bared, the Elder Vampires have made it into Fort Solis, and that is where we will end our session.
Yeah, I was really hoping we
To
could
avoid
stop
that?
them.
Alright, so that was exciting. That battle system that I created for the mass combat was a little cumbersome and needs some work, but I think you guys did pretty well with the strategy on that. And when we return 2 weeks from now on the 19th of February, we will find out how the rest of this plays out. The ancient vampires have made it into the fort. Will our heroes be able to stop them from leaving? We'll find out in 2 weeks. Thank you everyone who came in to watch. Appreciate your watching, and we will see you in a few weeks.